This is the 2023 Honda Civic, and of course it was built for just a small niche market that's called Planet Earth. It's just the car that everyone wants and buys, and being the most popular car in Canada for over 20 years, this 11th generation has grown up quite a bit. It's simple, clean, and subtle, yet there's still a lot of fancy tech and features that still make this the king of compacts. Because this is Honda's best-selling vehicle, Honda has given it everything it's got, yet still being just over $22,000, with this fully spec'd out touring model being just over $29,000. The 1.5-liter turbo pushes out 180 horsepower and 177 pound-feet of torque to the front wheels through a continuously variable transmission, which isn't the most exciting transmission in the world, but it does a great job being efficient and smooth. There's no downshifts or upshifts that you can feel. It's a very smooth transmission, and it knows exactly where to be at all times. It just doesn't sound that great, but the competitors like the Corolla and the Sentra uses a CVT anyways, while the Mazda 3 uses an ancient 6-speed, which, to be honest, I'll take this CVT over those any day. Is it exciting to drive? Not exactly, no. It's not what it's made for. That's why there's the SI and the Type R. But thanks to the CVT, it actually does get up to speed pretty quickly, and when you throw it into corners like this one right here, it actually handles pretty well. They also threw in some paddle shifters and some driving modes to make it a little more fun. But again, if you do want more fun, just get an SI or a Type R. What this thing is really about though is comfort and practicality. It's such an easy car to drive and use every day. Everything about it is intuitive. All the controls and buttons are exactly where they should be. The throttle tuning, the brake calibration, and how the CVT is always in the correct gearing, and how it floats over bumps is just amazing. The steering wheel calibration makes it very easy and forgiving to drive. It doesn't feel too heavy, so in parking lots it isn't a burden, and it's not too light where these corners feel numb. It's set up just right to be daily driven. The ride is much more refined compared to the 10th generation Civic. It's quieter, more comfortable, and even more intuitive to drive. It's the perfect middle ground for daily livability, especially if you consider the 38 miles per gallon highway fuel economy and the 31 city fuel economy. Even the auto stop start on this car is really easy to live with. It's not too intrusive, and you don't really notice it turning on or off. When you combine that with brake hold that isn't jolty and is seamless to use, it makes an amazing daily car. I have no complaints to driving this on a daily basis. The exterior of the Civic, looks cleaned up quite a bit now. But I do mix this up with the bigger brother Accord way too much because of how the front end looks and also how much bigger and longer the Civic has gotten. I am happy to say that it does still in fact drive like a Honda Civic, being light and nimble, unlike the bigger Accord, which feels a little bit too boaty for me. There's a nice body line that runs from the hood all the way to the back of the car that gives it a more defined look. The roof is now laser well lit just like Volkswagen and Audi's, which looks a lot more sleek, and there's also an available sunroof. And these 18-inch wheels look pretty damn good too. I actually like the new look a lot more. It's a lot less busy, and it's a lot more grown up now, not just in looks, but in a practical sense as well. The rear seat is very spacious, and the trunk is huge. It easily fits two of me in the back. The interior looks way better with the 10.2-inch digital cluster, and the middle screen is 9 inches and it's moved up for a better line of sight. There's now this new trimming here, and the touch points in the car feel a lot nicer. There's some gloss black on the door, but it's a lot better than the fake carbon we had before. And my favorite part is this new vent design that goes right across the passenger side of the dashboard, which I think looks really nice. And these powered front seats feel great, although an option for lumbar support would be great for my back pain. What I do appreciate a lot though is that there's absolutely no learning curve to this car. You just get in and you immediately know how to use everything. From the climate control being the most simple and easy to use controls I've ever used, unlike the 10th gen where you had to dig through the screen to do anything, to the buttons and knobs being exactly where you'd expect them to be. And the volume knob is back where it should be and not a slider anymore. And all the buttons on the wheel do exactly what they do. Seek, volume, left scroll for the left screen, right scroll for the right screen. You even have an option of changing the round dials to these bars. And also, my favorite thing about this car isn't the actual car, it's the little car inside the screen. It mimics what you do in real time. When you turn on your headlights or when you brake or signal, it does exactly what you do. And it's not just for show, it's actually for the driver's assistant, which works really well. It has adaptive cruise control with stop and go traffic, and a very good lane keep assist, which works from 0 miles per hour, which is very nice to have when you live in Toronto, which is traffic 24/7. There's a whole suite of safety features as part of Honda Sensing, which you get standard, and it also has blind spot monitors, auto high beams, and available parking sensors. There's absolutely nothing missing in this car. There's even wireless charging, Bose speakers, which are available on the Touring only, and they work very well. They're quite powerful speakers, and as you'd expect from Bose speakers, they have a lot of mid-range. There's now wireless Apple CarPlay, which makes a lot more sense because the wireless charger in my 10th gen never gets used because I have to plug in my phone and use CarPlay anyway. The seating position is nice and low, and the steering wheel comes out nice and far with a lot of flexibility for whether you're 4'5" or 7'2". You can drive this car comfortably. With that being said, Honda did a great job making the Civic a Civic, which means Honda has accomplished what they set out to do, making it even more practical, intuitive, and comfortable than ever before, learning from the past and innovating to be the car that's made for everyone, all for a price under $30,000. Thanks for watching.